to the channel. Chris the Camping Texan here, and I thought I'd give you a sneak peek as to what goes into our camping trips when we get ready to go out to a campsite. So follow along with me and I'll walk you through the steps. Okay guys, so I'm going to walk you through the steps. If I'm by myself and I'm having to hook the trailer up, I look at the two black pieces of tape on the front of my trailer and it helps center me so that I can hitch up. But today I have a special guest with me. I have Trevor, my son, and he's going to wave me on back. So watch as we get the truck in position so that we can hitch up. So Trevor, whenever you're ready.
A little bit. Just a little bit to your back.
Okay, we got the truck all centered up underneath the tongue. One of the things that I like to do is I like to spray the CRC heavy duty silicone on the ball before I do the coupling, because it really helps the camper couple easier, and then when I get to the campsite I don't have to struggle to get it to disconnect. So just spray a little bit of that on there and you're good to go. All right, we're going to start our coupling process now. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the tongue with the electric jack, and we'll lower it over the ball. Okay. All right, so once I get the tongue over the ball, if I'm on an incline, which I am here at the storage facility, you'll notice that I can't get the hitch lock to go inside. So what I have to do is I have to pull the truck up, just put a little pressure on it, just so it'll allow this latch to go inside. So let me go do that real fast. Okay, I put a little pressure on the tongue, and now our lock goes in nice and easy. So we'll go ahead and put our pin through there. I have a locking pin. You may just have a regular pin, but either way you need to put a pin in there so that this doesn't come apart. Okay, so I have a weight distribution hitch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to raise the jack back up, and we're going to install the springs that go with the weight distribution hitch. So when you install these springs, it's better to raise up the jack as much as possible. It takes all the tension off and makes it easier to install. Okay, so this is a spring that goes with the weight distribution hitch. And you notice this end right here that has the notch, this goes in here. And you're just gonna lift up on it until it clicks, and then push down on it to make sure that it's secure in there. Now it has a Zerk fitting for grease, which we will grease these before we leave, as we do our pre-trip inspection. Okay, so this is my safety pin that goes back here, and I have to take this pipe and pull this down. Okay, now when I set this hitch up, I had to predetermine the height. And so every trip, all I have to do is count 4 chain links. This is for my setup. Your setup is going to be different. And then I take my bar and I just push it back in there until it's nice and tight and secure. If it's too tight, if it won't go in there, you may have to raise up on the jack a little bit. It makes it easier. And then I just take the extra chain and hook it there. And then while I'm here, I just do a quick check to make sure that all the mounting bracketry is nice and tight, and it is. And now I'll go to the other side. Okay, so we got our spring bars installed, everything's secure and tight, so we're gonna go ahead and lower the tongue down and take the pressure off so that we can connect our electrical connections and our chains, our safety chains. Okay, our electric jack is nice and stowed, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and connect my safety chains. Now the rule of thumb on these safety chains are that you're supposed to first make sure they're not tangled, and then make sure they're not too long, And third, you want to make sure that you cross them. The reason why you cross these chains is because if something were to happen and your connection to the truck were to fail, then the tongue portion would fall and be cradled by these crossed over chains, just like that. Okay, and don't forget to hook up your emergency brake line that goes to your trailer. And also, when you're hooking these chains up, it's a good idea when you have hooks like this, if you will face them toward you and hook them from the rear of the truck, so they're less likely to come apart if something were to happen. And then after you hook your chains up, you have your trailer electrical connection, which controls all of your lights. And you just want to make sure that's firmly seated into the receptacle at the bumper, which it is. Okay, so we have our spring bars hooked up, we have our chains, our electrical. The last thing we need to do is we need to clean this grease off of here, this old grease, and we're going to put some grease in the Zerk fitting, okay? This is an important step when you're working with a weight distribution hitch, obviously, because it needs to be well greased. You have metal parts making contact as you're going down the road. And you just do it until a little bit of grease comes out and you're fine. Okay, and we'll go do the other side. Okay, now that we're all hitched up, we need to do a pre-trip inspection. Anytime that you leave your storage facility, your house, your campsite, you need to make sure that your vehicle and your trailer is ready to go. So we'll do that now. I'll go ahead and turn the lights on the truck. Okay, so when I'm back here at the back of the truck, I'm making sure that all my lights are working on the back of the truck. My license plate lights, my tail lights. I'll check the brakes in a moment. Looking at the camper, I'm checking my side marker lights, my clearance lights, making sure that none are broken, making sure that they're working. As I go down the right side of the trailer, I'm checking my window to make sure that it's secure. I'm checking my storage bin to make sure that it's secure. I'm checking all of my outside access points, like my heater, my water. I'm looking underneath the camper to make sure that my stabilizing jacks are up. I'm checking my sewage tanks, my gray water, my black water, making sure that my caps are on, making sure that everything is nice and secure, nothing's falling down or leaking. I'm checking my slide out, making sure that it's nice and secure all the way around, my window, all my windows. Coming to the back, checking my camper electrical connection outlet to make sure those are closed and locked. Checking my rear lights, checking my stabilizing jack in the back. And then in the back, I'm checking my clearance lights. I'm checking to make sure my lights are working. My license plate lights working, my shower's secure. And then on the right side of the camper, I'm also checking the back stabilizing jack to make sure that it's been pulled up. I'm checking my door to make sure it's secure. I've checked my tires and my wheels to make sure that I'm not missing any lug nuts. I don't have a flat tire. And then also using an air inflation gauge, I'm going to check my tires to make sure that they're properly inflated. And then same thing under here, I'm checking to make sure my covers are secure. There's nothing underneath the trailer that I'm going to drag when I get ready to leave. If I have anything that's sitting out, I make sure that it's stowed. Checking my lights. And then coming up toward the front, I'm checking my battery box. Make sure it's secure. And then I also check my gas tanks to make sure they're off and make sure that the mounting brackets are nice and tight and secure. You don't want those falling out going down the road. And also, I'm just double checking to make sure all the previous connections that I made are still tight and that I haven't missed anything. At this point, I would go and I would check my towing vehicle. I would check my oil, my coolant, and all those necessary maintenance items For the sake of time, I showed you the right side wheel and tire and how to check it, but you would want to do that on the left side as well. Before we can take off, we have to go inside the camper, and we have to make sure that our refrigerator is closed. We like to leave our refrigerator door open because it helps with mold, mildew control, moisture control, and all that. So when I'm inside the camper, once I get in here, the first thing I do is I close my freezer door, and then I close my fridge door, make sure that it's locked and secured. I don't want this coming apart going down the road. Make sure all my cabinets are nice and tight. Everything is off the countertops. Nothing's gonna fall as I'm going down the road. Look behind the back part of the slide, make sure nothing went back to there. Everything should be as I left it when I parked it, so this doesn't take long. You just have to make sure nothing's gonna fall down as you're going down the road. TV antenna stowed. I look in the bathroom, make sure the fan, there's nothing in there that's gonna come falling down on me. And everything looks great in here, so we're gonna go ahead and go back outside. Okay, so we're back on the outside. The door is locked and secured. The outdoor stairs are up and they're out of the way. They're secured, so we're ready to go on our trip. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and if you like the content that you saw today, please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell, give it a thumbs up so that you'll be notified when our videos come out. We post a new video every Saturday, so please make sure you look for the newest one, and I'll catch you out at the campsite.